Greetings. So it's been a while since you've seen me on the Trikes and the Velo. Had a lot of things going on lately. I've been doing a lot of things on my farm, which is really nothing more than a backyard garden, and we're raising some chickens and quail. Although I'm getting ready to get out of the quail business, I believe. And I've had a lot of other projects going on and a lot of other things happening. It has been ridiculously hot in Virginia this summer. Usually when it's time to go ride in the afternoons, it's usually a heat index of around 123 degrees Fahrenheit. And it's just been ridiculous. The heat index has been in the 100 and teens and 120s probably the last 6 weeks, it seems like. I don't know how long it's been, but it's been ridiculously hot. So we haven't done any ELB Friday rides. One reason is last week we didn't do one because we had our downstairs air conditioner in our house replaced. And then I've had a medical issue come up that hasn't been very fun, and if some of you have experienced this, I'm sure you'll chime in. And I had a kidney stone, and that's the first one I've ever had in my life, and let me tell you, it was the most excruciating pain I've ever been in my life. I tried to fight through it, figure out what it was, and ended up going to the ER about 3:30 in the morning this past week sometime. And then I'm going to have some medical follow-ups to see if they can figure out what's really wrong. Because they said the size of stone I had, I shouldn't have had as much pain as I did. So maybe doing some other medical test coming up here pretty soon. The ELB Friday rides have been kind of a little bit slow because it seems like every time something happens on a Friday, we had to replace an air conditioner, we had to do I think we had to go somewhere and do something one time. There was another appointment that came up, several appointments that came up. But we're still trying to get out there and do those when it's not 5,000 degrees outside. It has just been so ridiculously hot this summer in Virginia. I'll show you some of the things that I've been working on. I know we got the baby chickens, and we've been working we've added 7 more chickens to our flock, and I've been working on the new chicken yard. So we have to keep the chickens separated so the bigger chickens don't attack and kill the little ones, because they'll try and establish a pecking order and not realize that the little ones can't handle the abuse. I've been working on cleaning up some parts. I took one of my parts off of my Trike, and I have stripped it down in my newly built sandblaster, and I am getting ready to learn how to powder coat. So I've gotten some pieces of equipment to do that. I just picked up an old used oven yesterday that I am hopefully going to install in the shop out here pretty soon. And I had a request, Becky. I want you to know that I did see your request, and I probably need to do that. She asked you if I could do a tour of my garagey shoppy thing that I have out here, and she mentioned that it's probably more room in here than in her basement. And I have to say that this shop was one of the bigger reasons that we purchased this property, because it's basically a 2-car garage. I don't know how big it is exactly, but it's basically a 2-car garage. So I parked the lawnmower, and I have all of my stuff and all of my equipment and things out here, my bikes and trikes and all that out here. And so it's a wonderful space, but I need to clean it up. I need to get it organized. I built that sandblasting cabinet, and I built it basically for free, with the exception of the top glass, the gloves, and the sandblasting gun itself. So I've got about maybe $60 into that sandblasting cabinet, and as you can see, this used to be painted black, and it completely cleaned it off with my sandblasting unit, and then I intend to powder coat this. I've also been doing some 3D printing, and I 3D printed these mirror cones for my Quest, and then I painted them up, and I've sanded them, and I'm trying to get them smooth. I'm trying out the 2 different colors to go on the eyeball, whether I want black or red. I think I want to go with black because the red doesn't quite match. And so if I go with a different color completely, I don't have to color match the reds, which is good. But I've been playing with the 3D printer that I've got. So, you know, some of my hobbies have expanded quite a bit lately, and so that's also why you haven't seen me. I've been doing some 3D printing and learning how to do that. I still have to figure out how to do some CAD work, some CAD design, because I need to figure out how to build a camera mount for my Quest that's going to hold my Fly 6, my old version of the Fly 6, and will also hold my GoPro or my my Samsung 360 camera. And I want to put all that in one mount on top of the Quest. So I'm still working out how to do some computer-aided design and figure out how that works so I can get it done, and then I'll print that out and start working with that. So I've been playing with that stuff too. So there's been a lot of stuff, but the biggest thing lately has been my health. I just haven't been able to get out and ride with especially this week. This has all come up pretty much this week with my health. I couldn't get out this past week. We couldn't get out and do a ride because I was pretty much incapacitated. So if you've ever had a kidney stone, you know what it's like and how debilitating it can be. And so I'll be doing a tour of the shop pretty soon to show kind of how our shop is and how I have it set up for my biking and for doing some of the other hobbies and things that I do here. One of the other things that I've been doing is that down tube bike that I got for one of my daughters who's going to be living kind of in a downtown area. It's not as easy to get a recumbent in where she's going to be living, and she needs a smaller bike. Well, that down tube bike folds, and we got it at the I think it was the Restore, which is a Habitat for Humanity thing, and I think I paid like 90 bucks for it, and it didn't have a seat or a seat post. So I was able to get a hold of Jan over at the Down Tube Bike Company, and he provided me, you know, I purchased a seat and a seat post, and then he provided a brand new folding mechanism for the front handlebars because it's made out of steel, and he said the aluminums didn't hold up very well. Even though the one on our bike seemed to work pretty well, he said, oh, let me just send you a new one. So got a whole new brand new front tube on that. And then we of course took it all apart, stripped it down and repainted it, and I made new decals for it. And so now she's got a fun little bike. Of course I didn't replace everything, and it was before I had my sandblaster, so I didn't have a way to get all the rust off all the bolts and nuts and things like that. Had I had my sandblaster, I would have sandblasted up all the bolts and nuts and painted them and done that. And since the bike is still here, I still may take it apart and do that later. That's been another project I've been working on as well. So lots of little projects that seem to take a lot of time, and that's just the way it is sometimes. So we haven't been riding as much, mostly because it's just been I'm getting to the point where I don't have to ride when it's you know 100 degrees outside. It's just crazy hot. Even spending time in the pool, sometimes the water has warmed up enough that it feels like a bath because it's not cooling off in the evenings. So we're just getting ready to have the remnants of Hurricane, I believe it's Ida, get ready to come over us, which is why it's cloudy out here today. And this is pretty much the first day that it's been below 100 degrees in quite a while, and that's due to the cloud cover. So that's what's going on. I just wanted to let you guys know I'm still alive. I'm in a lot of pain, which is why I'm on the pain medication, and hopefully we'll be able to get to the doctor this week or next week and figure out what's going on. It could be just the process of aging, and since we live on a broken planet, you age, you get things start going wrong, and you know, no matter what you do to take care of yourself, you can't always prevent them. Just what happens. Mark, I still want to try and make it up there to visit you sometime soon, but I'm just not sure when that's going to happen or what's going to go on. It would be fun to get up there and ride Cape Cod with you and do some of that stuff. Just got some other things going on right now. Not sure when it's going to happen. Maybe in the cooler months, maybe we can set aside some time and make it up there for a little while and Of course, I'll talk to you about that when we get there. But other than that, just got a lot of little things going on, and all those little things stack up into big things that overrun everything. Alright, so I just wanted to let you know what was going on. And like I said, stay tuned. We'll be back pretty soon. And thanks for watching. Until next time, cheers.